Tornadoes manifest themselves in all sorts of shapes and sizes. Some are a wondrous bright white, others are dark horrific monsters. Most are harmless grazing over rural farmland, others are worst-case scenarios. Today we are going to be talking about the top 10 worst tornadoes in the USA. Before we go any further, remember to smash that like button. Also please subscribe to our channel if you have not done that yet. Number 10. Wichita Falls, Texas, 1979. This tornado is just an example of debunking the myth that tornadoes don't strike the heart of larger cities. The 1979 Red River Valley tornado outbreak was a tornado event that occurred on April 10, 1979, near the Red River Valley. It is noted for the F4 tornado that hit Wichita Falls, Texas, and is commonly referred to as Terrible Tuesday by many meteorologists. The Wichita Falls tornado formed in Archer County and moved northeast and damaged a few rural homes and high-voltage towers. It rapidly intensified as it entered the city near Memorial Stadium by McNeil Junior High on Southwest Parkway. At the end of the outbreak, 54 people lost their lives in Texas, 3 were killed in Oklahoma and 1 was killed in Indiana. The Wichita Falls tornado alone killed 42 people and caused $400 million in damage. The tornado cut a path 8 miles through the city, with significant devastation. Number 9. NATCHEZ, Mississippi, May 7, 1840. First, consider what wasn't in place in 1840. Electricity wouldn't be invented for another 39 years. No television, radio, internet, or sirens. The Great Natchez tornado hit Natchez, Mississippi on Thursday, May 7, 1840. The tornado first touched down about 20 miles southwest of Natchez, then hugged the river, hit Natchez Landing, then came ashore tearing through the city itself. The approaching tornado raced up the river from a point 7 miles south of Natchez. As it traveled, it stripped the forest from both sides of the river. Those on the river were the first to hear what must have been a thunderous roar from the river as it churned with massive waves and whitecaps. Flatboats and people were tossed into the air like toys and, as they came down, they were drowned. Of the 317 official deaths, reliable reports suggest 269 of those perished as flatboats were sunk. This death toll may be forever underestimated, as fatalities from slaves were not counted in that era. Number 8. HACKLE, Alabama, April 27, 2011. One of the strongest tornadoes that hit Alabama on April 27, 2011, was the EF5 tornado that hit the small town of HACKLE in Marion County. The storm was 3/4 of a mile wide with winds up to 210 miles per hour, before tearing through the northern suburbs of Huntsville and causing damage in rural portions of southern Tennessee on the afternoon and early evening of April 27, 2011. It was the deadliest tornado of the 2011 super outbreak. The tornado reached a maximum width of 1.25 miles and was estimated to have had peak winds of 210 miles per hour. The tornado killed 72 people, making it the deadliest tornado in Alabama history, and injured at least 145 others. At the time, it was the deadliest tornado to strike the United States since the 1955 Udall, Kansas. Number 7. Worcester, Massachusetts, June 9, 1953. The 1953 Worcester tornado was an extremely powerful tornado that struck the city and surrounding area of Worcester, Massachusetts on Tuesday, June 9, 1953. It was part of the Flint, Worcester tornado outbreak sequence, which occurred over 3 days from June 6 to 9, 1953. The storm stayed on the ground for nearly 90 minutes, traveling 48 miles across central Massachusetts. In total, 94 people were killed. In addition to the fatalities, nearly 1,300 people were injured and 4,000 buildings were damaged. The tornado caused $52 million in damage. The storm was classified as F4. Over 10,000 people were left homeless as a result of the tornado. Number 6. Gainesville, Georgia, April 6, 1936. On April 6, 1936, 85 years ago Tuesday, the 6th deadliest tornadoes in United States history hit the city of Gainesville, killing 203 people and injuring 1,600. While the event is often referred to as the Gainesville tornado of 1936, according to the Tornado Project, about 750 homes were destroyed in the city, and 254 were severely damaged. The damage in Gainesville totaled about $12,500,000. The power grid, water system, and communications systems were completely disrupted during the incident, which caused several immediate problems. Number 5. St. Louis, Missouri, September 29, 1927. The 1927 St. Louis, East St. Louis tornado was a powerful and devastating tornado that struck St. Louis, Missouri, on Thursday, September 29, 1927. The tornado is estimated to have reached at least F3 and possible F4 intensity on the WICHITA scale, the second deadliest tornado to occur in the St. Louis metropolitan area. It caused 79 deaths, though totals vary from 72 to 84, and injured more than 550 people within a 7 to 12 mile long, 100 to 600 yard wide path. At one time it was the second costliest tornado in U.S. history. More than 200 city blocks were destroyed. St. Louis University High School was hit hard. All the windows were smashed. Luckily, no one was killed or majorly injured. The tornado caused $150,000 in damage to the school. Number 4. Tuscaloosa, Alabama, April 27, 2011. The 2011 Tuscaloosa, Birmingham tornado was an EF4 multiple vortex tornado that destroyed portions of Tuscaloosa and Birmingham, Alabama, as well as smaller communities and rural areas between the two cities, during the late afternoon and early evening of April 27, 2011. It is one of the costliest tornadoes on record. It was one of the 360 tornadoes in the 2011 super outbreak. The tornado reached a maximum path width of 1.5 miles during its track through Tuscaloosa, and once again when it crossed Interstate 65 north of Birmingham and attained estimated winds of 190 miles per hour shortly after passing through the city. It then went on to impact parts of Birmingham as a high-end EF4 before dissipating. This was the third tornado to strike the city of Tuscaloosa in the past decade, and the second in 2 weeks. By the time the tornado lifted northeast of Birmingham, it had left behind a path of destruction of 80.7 miles through Greene, Tuscaloosas, and Jefferson counties. The tornado killed 64 people, including 6 University of Alabama students. It caused approximately $2.4 billion of property damage. The effects of the tornado arguably contributed to a decrease in affordable housing in what has been called an uneven recovery for Tuscaloosa. Number 3. Joplin, Missouri, May 22, 2011. The 2011 Joplin tornado was a devastating EF5 rated multiple vortex tornado that struck Joplin, Missouri, United States, on the evening of Sunday, May 22, 2011. It was part of a larger late May tornado outbreak and reached a maximum width of nearly 1 mile during its path through the southern part of the city. This particular tornado was unusual in that it intensified in strength and grew larger at a very fast rate. The tornado tracked eastward across the city, and then continued eastward across Interstate 44 into rural portions of Jasper and Newton counties. It was the third tornado to strike Joplin since May 1971. Overall, the tornado killed 158 people, injured some 1,150 others, and caused damages amounting to a total of $2.8 billion. Number 2. St. Louis, Missouri, May 27, 1896. The 1896 St. Louis, East St. Louis tornado was a historic tornado that caused severe damage to downtown St. Louis, Missouri, East St. Louis, Illinois, and surrounding areas on Wednesday, May 27, 1896. This tornado was the most notable of a major tornado outbreak across the central United States, which produced several other large, long-track, violent tornadoes and continued across the eastern United States the following day. The St. Louis tornado killed at least 255 people, injured over 1,000 others, and caused more than $10 million in damage. Number 1. Tri-State Tornado, March 18, 1925. On Wednesday, March 18, 1925, one of the deadliest tornado outbreaks in recorded history generated at least 12 significant tornadoes and spanned a large portion of the Midwestern and Southern United States. In all, at least 747 people were killed and more than 2,298 were injured, making the outbreak the deadliest tornado outbreak, March 18 the deadliest tornado day, and 1925 the deadliest tornado year in the U.S. history. In addition to confirmed tornadoes, there were undoubtedly others with lesser impacts, the occurrences of which have been lost to history. That concludes the video, folks. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to our channel. Also, make sure to check out other videos on our channel, you might like them. I'll see you in the next video.